Boker Tov, Baruch Hashem, אנחנו נמצאים בבית מדרש של צבי. Good morning, Tzafar Tava.
Boker Tov.
I want to dedicate this shir to the yahrzeit of Harold Stein, Tzvi Hirsch ben Yochanan HaKohen, who was born in 1914, was niftar, passed away in 1991, who was the father of Lionel, who is a member of our group, who listens to us in South Africa, and he's the grandfather of Ilana and Bracha, and he's my dear wife's uncle. He was very active in his shul. He was on various committees. He was also in charge of the Gamach, the loan funds for the Petersburg Jewish community, the lending fund. Free loan society, not free loafer, but a free loaner. And so he's very Mount Chesed. He was active in the local Chamber of Commerce and the Rotary International. Do you know what the Rotary International is all about? All I do know is that they exist and that everybody's proud of it.
They run around in circles.
Are you talking about the Arbitering? It's also running around in circles. Anyway, and Columbus, Columbus Circle, 59th Street. He was a cellist.
Cello?
Yes, right, a cello. Wow. For he's a jolly good cello. And was involved in sports. But what he was really overall talented and energetic, and he used all his talents for
It's a cello. It's like a small bass fiddle. Is it a fiddle?
Yeah, cello.
Cello?
Yes. Anyway, so we wish the Neshamas of Aliyah. It's also the yahrzeit. Yesterday we mentioned secular dates, December 7th. So today is December 8th, and it is the 47th anniversary of the passing of Golda Meir. Golda Meyerson.
47 years.
She was niftar December 8th, 1978. And her famous quote, she's known for a lot of things, the Iron Lady and other things, but her famous quote, as far as I'm concerned, is, we can forgive the Arabs for killing our children, but we cannot forgive them for forcing us to kill their children. Now, the reason I say that's good, I don't believe in that between you and me. I'm not going to mention my own personal opinion, but why don't I agree with it?
No, why don't you mention your personal opinion?
No, because this cheer is for Torah.
I'll give an op-ed.
This is cheer is for Torah. And anyway, no, the reason I'm mentioning it, that quote is exactly last week's Parsha, Perek Lamed Beis Pasuk Ches, Vayira Yaakov Ma'od Vayitzer Lo, the famous shot that Golda really took it. He not only feared the fact that he would be killed, but also that he'd have to kill others. So, Vayitzer Lo. So, Golda, Baruch Shechivanta, she was, and as far as I'm concerned, I was her neighbor in 48 Ben Maimon, and I had the schus of lighting her Hanukkah candles, which she lit outside in the front next to her guards, and I was right next door. And anyway, and I was at Golda's kitchen, the famous Golda's kitchen, where cabinet meetings would take place.
They have that in Beis Yisrael today.
What do they have in Beis Yisrael?
Goldies.
Actually, that's very good. They had good food there. That was our advertising moment. For those who want to find out more about Goldies, come to G4. Anyway, Baruch, today is the yahrzeit of Baruch Mezbej. Now, do you know where Mezbej is? Anyway,
I know somebody was there for Shabbos.
This Shabbos was in Mezbej because of the yahrzeit, most probably. No, Stam?
No, they went somewhere to Davin, to a certain kever, and they couldn't get back in time with the flights, so they had to stay. Yes, they stayed in Mezbej. There's Achmas Asorchim there.
Wow, how do you like that? And today is the son of the Rambam, Avram ben Harambam. It's his yahrzeit. And also Chaim Tzvi ben Yaakov Ehrenreich. Okay. and Levi Yitzchak ben Pinchas David Alevi Horowitz, the Boston Rebbe. Now, I'm going to start with that because you're from Boston, and you might have something to say about that. He was born in 1921 and was nifter 2009. אנחנו עכשיו נגיד קצת עברית. הוא היה האדמו"ר השני בחסידות בוסטון, הוא פעל, היה פעיל בארצות הברית בענייני יהדות. הוא פגש עם JFK, not the airport, we're talking about John Fitzgerald Kennedy.
He was from Boston.
Was from Boston. Hakim Rofei. Now I think they have to this day.
As a matter of fact, he was born because there's a sign right off of Harvard Street in Boston. It's in the Jewish community.
Just like George Washington slept here, the Boston Rebbe was born here?
No, JFK.
Oh, JFK was.
JFK was actually born on one of the streets off of Harvard Street.
Yes. And I was in my dorm in Columbia. His half, Jackie Onassis' half brother, Jamie Auchincloss, was my floor mate, and actually observed me one Shabbos night when I had my Seudah in my room. He joined me, Jamie Auchincloss, and as a result, he wanted me to carry the mitre on Sunday. I don't know if you know what a mitre is, but it's exactly. And I said, I'm Michael the covered. It's okay. Anyway, that's a little aside. Getting back to Boston. By the way, I worked for Judge Posner, who also came from Boston, not Posner. Posner.
From Boston?
Yeah, he was from Boston originally.
What was his last name?
Posner's last name was who was buried in Grandstone. Herbert A. Posner. He was my first judge I worked for, and a wonderful, wonderful judge. He sort of like enticed me to move to Far Rockaway from Kew Hills and have my own house. Anyway, I was talking about the fact that the Boston Rebbe founded the organization called Rofei. I think it exists today. There's a form of it. People want to know which doctors to go to, to have advice as to referrals. As far as I know, that's what it was. He was Makarev Studentim and Elef Shamot Shishim V'Shmona Allah Eretz Israel. He came 1968.
No.
Yes, that's what I got. I'm telling you, 1968. I'm telling. Look at Reb Google. Always.
It's a mistake.
Okay.
He came. He made Aliyah after Harnof was itself.
No, wait. I wrote down Hakim. He founded Harnof. In 1984, there was a Kehilat Chasidim. In 1999, Kehilat Nosefet Bebeitar Elite. Maybe in 84 is when he set up his Kehilat Chasidim, in 84. But I think he had, this is what it's telling me, that he was part of the establishment of Harnof in 68.
There was no Harnof in 68.
Harnof
was being built in the 80s.
It says...
We bought our apartment in Bayitz Vegan in 1986. And we went to look in Harnof to see if we wanted to buy it. Everything was being built.
Since you're TZ, you know what I do when you challenge me? I show you my erroneous proof. So I'll show you exactly where I Googled it, and I got it. Well, so if you are right, I will gaggle. Yeah, but if I'm right,
the Google gaggle.
If I'm right, I'm going to giggle. So you should just everybody, bated breath, see what we find. Anyway, I do a lot of my research with Harif Ayin. I took speed reading, so it's speed comprehension I don't have. Anyway, so it could make a mistake. 1989, he was joined the Moeses Dole Torah, and that's it for the Boston. I started with Boston, the Rishus Achsanya, and Kvod Achsanya, a Bostoner, and even though I forgive him for rooting for the Red Sox as a Met fan, whatever. Let's not get distracted. You want to know what I want to say? It's Samachay. Say Samachay. Say with a Samach. Here we go.
מזמור סמ"ה, למנצח מזמור לדוד שיר. לך דומיה תהילה אלוהים בציון, ולך ישולם נדר.
שומע תפילה עדיך,
כל
בשר יבואו.
דברי עוונות גברו מני, בשענו אתה תכפרם. אשרי תבחר ותקרב, ישכון חצריך, נשבעה בטוב ביתך, קדוש היכליך.
נוראות
בצדק תעננו, אלוהי ישענו, מבטח כל קצווי ארץ וים רחוקים. מכין הרים בכוחו, נעזר בגבורה. משפיח שעון ימים, שעון גליהם והמון לאומים. ויראו יושבי קצוות מאותותיך, מוצאי בוקר וערב תרמין. פקדת הארץ ותשוקקיה, רבת תכשירנה. פלג אלוהים מלא מים, תכין תגנם, כי כן תכיניה. תלמיה רבה, נחת גדודיה, ברביבים תמוגגנה, שמחה תברך. עטרת שנת טובתך, ומעגליך ירעפון תשם. ירעפו נאות מדבר, וגיל גבעות תחגורנה. לבשו חרים הצאן, ועמקים יעטפו בר. יתרועו אף ישירו.
אחינו כל בית ישראל, אחינו כל בית ישראל, הנשונים בצרה ובשביה, עומדים בין בים ובין ביבשה. המקום ירחם עליהם, יוציאם מצרה, לרווחה מעפר ליורה, ומשיבה לגאולה השתה, בגולה ובזמן קריב. Nomar Amen. I have many Yiddish words today. Last pasuk Yudalid. Lavshu charim hatzon. Die Fliegen gleiche Felder.
Fliegen is what? Zon? Zon is shuf, no?
Fliegen is flowing. The Fliegen. The Fliegen, and he says gleiche Felder. We're talking about how the fields were straight.
You said zon.
Yeah, look, Lavshu Karim Hatzon.
So what's how do you say that in Yiddish?
The zone? Felk.
That phrase.
Die Fliegen.
Yeah.
Gleiche Felder, and he puts in parentheses. And the Fliegen, it turns out, is flowing.
Where's zon?
We'll get to it. I didn't finish. Welche dich bekleiden mit Chef. Chef.
Chef is zon.
Right. Yeah.
Chef.
Be patient. But what's bekleiden, my dear friend?
Bekleiden is the dress.
Very nice. Very good.
Kleider.
Very nice. Bekleiden.
Yiddish.
You said Pamama lesson. Okay, mit Chef. They kommen dort essen the Gras. What's Gras? Grass.
Grass.
Was der Regen hat gemacht wachsen.
Yeah,
the
rain made it grow.
Okay. Va'amakim yatfu var und die Tallen wollen sich einhellen mit Speis. Now, here we go. Tollen. Tes Aleph Lamed Nun.
The Tal.
Okay, Va'amakim, the valleys. Tollen.
Tollen is valleys?
Yes, Tollen.
What?
Wollen sich einheilen mit Speis.
You want to get high? I want to get high.
I give you a hint. It's Jimmy Carter who inhaled and didn't when it came to something like that. I don't know.
He had a cold?
No, something about when they talked about smoking. They said he inhaled, but he didn't. I don't know what he did. Anyway, inhalen means to inhale. Speis is food. Speis is food. Yes. Mit Speis, was wachsen.
Speis must be spicy food.
Yes.
Spicy.
Speis.
Spicy food.
Okay. Spisen. How do you like that? Anyway. No. Von Regen. How do you know? To invite. Regen Yisroru. Dimension Velen. Sholin von Simcha. Now this is, I couldn't believe it. They say bowl, B-O-W-L, does not make any sense. And I find that Google...
For what word?
For Yisroru, which means to be inspired, to be awakened, and and anyway, so it said bowlin, unless you get bowled over. Yisroru dimension Velen Sholin von Simcha.
When you go bowling, do you get inspired?
You get it right. Af Yashiru ze velen zingen shira for Hashem Yisborach wegen de groise bracha. That's my Yiddish few words, but I also want to mention I wanted to start the shir because I just saw Arith Sheva posted in their headline today that we have right now in Israel 82,400 Ptsuei Milchama from all the wars. And from this war, October 7, we have 22,000.
22,000.
And of the
22,000.
Yes, and of the 22,000, 58% have PTSD, post-traumatic syndrome. They have machalot nefesh, and that's 12,760. 58% of the 22,000 are with suffer from nefesh. And when I say refuah shlema and I read my list and I mention one or two chayalim, of course we have in mind all the psuei milchama.
So for every chayal that was killed, 22 soldiers were hurt.
That's terrible. Anyway, Baruch Mimeshbej was Ben Yechiel Ashkenazi. His name was Ashkenazi. Did you know? I davened Sfard, but he was Ashkenazi. Nolad be'erech ב-1756, ונפטר בחי כסלו י"ח שזה היום, ב-1810. אמו הייתה אזל, ביתו של הבשט.
Hazel.
Aleph Zam. I'm sorry, did I say Edel? Edel. She's an Edel woman. Bito shel best. Chotno היה רב טוביה קצק מאוסטריה, ובזיווג שני היה רב בורך חותם רב ארן מטיטוב, שהיה בן רב צבי ben habesht. So if you figure out how the besht gets involved both ways. Achiv haya Reb Moshe Chaim Ephraim Abez in Siklov, Baal Degel Mechane Ephraim. Degel Mechane Ephraim was the brother of Baruch Mezbech. Okay, we're over at our destination, and of course I'm going to ask.
Oh, he lives here?
Yeah, he lives right next door.
Oh.
Yes. Okay, so any new words? Naya Werther? So,
as a matter of fact, I did.
Do you remember that word that I asked you that we looked up?
Leitele.
That turns out to be an Arnak. Yes. Can you imagine being jealous, coming to school,
showing your new wallet off to everybody?
Right. Anyway. Ksonas Pasim. Okay. Anyway, so I want to wish you a happy walk. Brisk.
Thank you.
Keep warm.
Sata soon.
And that's the way to keep in shape.
Chaim Tovim.
Chaim Tovim. Let's see. I also want to take this. And Toda Rabbah. Kol Tov. Have a great day, Sri. Giggle, google, gaggle. Okay, let's continue this year. It is brisk. According to what Tzvi checked out, it is 47 degrees. He said something like 9 Celsius or something like that. So it's pretty chilly. Coat weather. Anyway, you know what? I'm inspired by what I said about the Chayalim. I'm going to read our list of Cholim. You know, we haven't read in a while. We should include this learning. This shir is Refuah Shlema for that whole list. And of course, all the Chayalim, all the Cholei Am Yisrael. Chava, Pnina Bas, Achana Sprinza, Avram Chaim ben Yehudis, Malka Bas, Rivka Yosef, Azriel ben China Michal, Yisrael Zev ben Mina Rachel, Sarah Bas Natalia Leah, Binyamin ben Daniela Margalis, Dina Lina Bas Esther Saba, Chaim Daniel ben Hodaya, Yosef ben Avito Pasha, Yaakov Moshe ben Gladys Katon, Arya Leib ben Chaitova, Binyamin Mordechai ben Rachel, Nisim ben Ofra, Michal ben Amisara, Aaron Tzvi ben Nechama, Barak ben Tamar, Yisrael ben Inbal Esther, Shira Rus Bas Rivka, Pinchas Daniel ben Leah, Moshe ben Freda Leah, Chaim Yisrael ben Freda Hadassah, Shteitel Bas Leah, Shevach Mordechai ben Chana, for Zivug, Shalom Bela, Yehudas Bas Chana Rachel, Yaakov ben Rus, Avram Shalom ben Rachel, Tamar Bas Sipora, and Michael Malkiel ben Esther. Okay, let's get back to Baruch Mibezbez. Achar Ptirat Habesht, Bila Raborach Zman Muat Bechatzer Hamagid Mibezrich, Et Ikar Chinoko Kibel Beostra Eitzo Pinchas Mikovitz. Achar Ptirat Hamagid, ב-1773 היה מעריצו הגדול של מנחם מנדל מוויץ. בשנת 1780 התיישב רב בורך בטולשין, ולפי דרישת החסידים התחיל לנהוג באדמו"רס. מהר יצא שמו לתהילה, ואלפי מעריצים התוופקו על דלתות ביתו. בטולשין עבר למזבז, שם ישב עד ימו האחרון. ביתו היה גדול ומפואר, הוא נשא במרכבה שרים, בהתנהגות חסידות בולטה בעיקר התלהבותו בתפילה, כל תפילותיו, לפי תיאור רב צבי הירש מזידיצ'וב, במיוחד אמיר שיר השירים, נערכו בהתרגשות רבה מאוד. תקופת האדמו"רס פרצה מחלוקת כי תלמידי המגן ממזריץ' לא הסכימו לרב בורך כמנהיג על. בעל התניא, רב שיר זלמן מיד להוציא חוזר מיוחד לחסידו והסברת המחלוקת. הוא כותב שהיה בידידות עם רב בורך עד לשנת 1802, והמחלוקת פרצה שהוא נסע לאסוף כספים לאזורו של רב בורך. המחלוקת נבע מהלשנות של מתנגדי רב שניר זלמן. רב בורך ראה את עצמו כממלא מקומו של הבשט, גם כנכד, גם כי רב שמעון רב חי אמר לו בחזון, אתה הוא האדם השלם. הוא אמר שזה לא נוגד את מידת העניבה שלו. לעתים נטה רב בורך לעצבוס, וכדי לגרום לו מצב רוח טוב, הוזמן לחצרו הבטחן הרשל אסטרופולו, שהיה מפורסם בבדיחותיו החריפות. רב בורך לא היו בנים. בנותיו אלו, אשת רב יעקב פנחס אורבך, בנו של רב אברהם, חנה אשת רב יצחק מקלס, ורייזל אשת רב דוב בר מטולשין. מהספר בוצינה נהורה, בשם רב בורך ממזבז, הוא אומר, העצבוס, being depressed, מקלקל את הפרנסה, will affect your ability to make a living. רמז, כידוע, השם הגדול הממונה על הפרנסה הוא חתך, חס תף חוף סופית, היוצא מסופי הטבעות של פוסח אס ידיך. After you take the last letters of the words Poseach Es Yodecha, it is Chatach, which is for Parnasa. Baruch Omer She'otam Osius Yosos Gam Sofei Tevos Ba'ayisa Ach Sameach. Okay, Ad Kan Yortzeit Shel Baruch Mibezbez. Hayom Ze Gam Ken Yortzeit Shel Avram Ben Arambam Shenolad ב-1186 ונפטר ב-1237 נולד במצרים ב-1204 נפטר אביו ושימש כראש היהדות ב-1218 מכונה הנוגד היה פרשן הגדול הראשון של תורת אביו. הוא היה רופא ומנהל בית חולים בקהיר. היה נגיד 30 שנה. הוא חיבר פירוש לתורה, פירוש לתלמוד, המספיק לעובדי השם, שלש תשובos, מעשה ניסים, מעשה של ירושלמי מלחמת הקדם. היום זה גם כן יורצייט חיים צבי בן יעקב ארנרייך, שנולד ב-1876 ונפטר ב-1935, נולד בברונקוויק, שימש רבה של מד וגם ראש ישיבה, מחבר קצת משה וחיים שלש תשובos קו החיים. Okay, so that's it for the yard site today. We're in Nidchei Kislev, we're in Parak Yud Tes of Nidchei Israel, and we're talking about Et Omrim Lo Aseh Harot She'ein Torah Moshe Emes. Talking about at what point do you have to submit, be willing to die al Kiddush Hashem rather than submit to Avodah Zarah, Gilui Arayos, Shvichas Damim, and now we see different categories. If a person wants to show the Ein Torah Moshe Emes, Osha Tzivui, Haya Rak Lezman Ma, that the Torah is not really permanent, it's only temporary, Makvar Nisbatla, and therefore it's no longer relevant. Shechayav, at that point, if this is what the person is forcing you to do, to publicly renounce Judaism, Shechayav Limsar Nafsho Alzeh, the Chol Gavni, the Habi Huka Avodah Zarah, because it's exef, he's worshipping Avodah Zarah. As this is brought down in the Pischei Tshuva, Yeridea V'Gilim Marsha B'Shem Ritva V'Radbaz. Okay, now we get to another degree, another area where a person has to, we discuss whether you have to give yourself up to Kiddush Hashem. On the other hand, we say, V'chai B'hem, you should live your Yiddishkeit, not seek to become a martyr. So it says, Beis, Al Shar Mitzvot Shabbatorah Imhu B'Tzinah, the other mitzvahs, if quietly, Ain't Tzorech L'Harog, he's forcing you to do something privately, tells you, I'm going to kill you if you don't put on your tzitzis, something like that. You don't have to be killed for that. And you can transgress that. But if the same mitzvah, small mitzvah, he does it publicly, there are in the front of 10 Jews, and his whole purpose is not for his own benefit, but simply to have you convert to another religion, not for his jollies. And that situation, you should rather be killed than do a chilul Hashem b'rabim. Mikol makom afilu b'tzina, if it comes even privately, afilu imam netzik machavim la'asasmo, and even if it's just for his own pleasure, mechuyev adam litein kol asher lo. We're not talking about killing yourself, but we're talking about you have to be willing to give all your money, and not transgress even one of the sins that are forbidden, lav and deraisa. Zeu mashik katav and Zechariah Perik Vav Pasuk Hey. Lona Torah Haftas Hashem Elokecha. I'm sorry, Devarim Vav Hey. It says we Haftas Hashem Elokecha. We say B'chol Odecha B'chol Mamonecha Mamoncha Abel But if he asks you to transgress a positive commandment, you don't have to give up all your money, but up to a fifth. The Chofetz Chaim bemoans the fact that there are many in his generation, not surely our generation. Money is more important to them. They go out to eat in treif restaurants, in order to drum up some business. Poshim ben Avshasam. So afilu imhaya hanochri kofa also. If that Gentile would force him against his will physically to eat treifus, calls mancha eno gel because nefesh mamish. We're talking about where it doesn't threaten him to kill him. We're talking about privately. Gam hayolokech kol asher lo, and he would take everything that he possesses. And lo yisrael se'avlo echol ma'achol yisrael shelo. Afilim haya biyodo kama alofim ruble kesef, and he was very wealthy in those days. It was considered a fortune, like $1 million. Mechuyev l'kabel al atzmo hayisurim. He's supposed to accept all the pain, suffering, affliction. And give him whatever money he has, and even if it makes him destitute, impoverished. And do not transgress God's will. But nowadays people, they sin even if they're not even forced. This is the lashon of the Chofetz Chaim, for a few pennies. They forsake, abandon the Torah. This is a terrible sin. And with that, we wish everyone Yom Tov L'Kulam, Chaim Tovim.